Hi there, everybody. Well, we had an amazing time today going over perseverance and suffering and the pain of love and interceding. It was just an awesome day. You guys were amazing. It takes a lot of guts, a lot of courage to be that vulnerable in that kind of a situation and talking about life and the things you've gone through. And hopefully you made the connection today that the things you go through really do influence your ability to be healthy. It's profound how much it does that. So as I said, I'm going to go ahead and go through on page 159 of your Life Application Journal, the one with my daughter Shelby on it. And we're going to go over these questions. Now, just as a reminder, guess what? There's an answer key in the back of the book. All right? There's an answer key back there. So whenever you're going through these, and if you don't remember a question or forgot to write down the answer, go to the back of your Life Application Journal, and there's an answer key for each week's lesson plan. So when we look at, actually we're just going to go to number 4, okay? You guys can let me know, how much weight you've lost and where you are on this week. By the end of week 6, okay, you should be approaching somewhere the 15-pound mark, okay? Now, if you haven't, that means that we need to look and see what's going on. We need to ask some questions, look and see what your cardio's been doing, the strength training, see what the nutrition's been like, how well you've been dealing with different stressors in your life. There's usually a reason why those numbers aren't being reached, okay? So remember, once a week, weigh yourself as a measure of accountability, and that way we can kind of see if we need to tweak something, change that mechanism that we've been talking about, okay? So number 4 on page 159 of your LAJ, what does water do for the body? A, temperature regulator. B, flushes out impurities. C, rehydrates your body. D, a coolant system. And C, all of the above. Well, that would be all of the above. Water's pretty darn important for you guys. So we've been talking a little bit about that throughout the program. Remember the homemade electrolyte drinks with the mineral drops, as well as the apple cider vinegar. Those kind of things are just awesome. So get your water in there because all of those answers are correct. Number 5, which fruit is not the best to eat when leaning down? Is it bananas, apples, grapefruit, or oranges? The answer would be bananas. Okay? Bananas are not good for you when you're trying to lean down, okay? There's a lot more sugar in a banana, okay? Fructose is the natural sugar that's found in fruit, but bananas actually have a lot of sucrose, which is, it actually takes some of that sugar and makes its own form of sucrose. So it turns your body off of its fat-burning metabolism and makes it difficult to burn fat and stay in that zone that we've been trying to talk about, okay? So when you're trying to lean down, stay away from the bananas. All right, number 6, how should you get your fruit? Fresh squeezed juice only, fresh fruit, fruit smoothies, all of the above, or A and B are correct. That would be C. Or I'm sorry, that would be E. A and B are correct. Okay? If you've ever squeezed your own orange juice, you'll notice that one orange only gives you basically a shot. Okay? So the average person, when they drink orange juice and they fill their whole glass up, you're getting like 6, 7, 8 times the amount of orange juice that your body needs and can handle in one serving. That's way too much sugar. It's going to turn your body off of that fat-burning metabolism. It's terrible for your teeth, that much sugar. Okay? So if you do fresh squeezed juice, just remember that one orange is like a shot. That's all you need. That's one serving, okay? And then, of course, fresh fruit. For the most part, get your fruit from fruit rather than juices, okay? Because the juices usually have a lot of extra junk in them. You can get some good fresh squeezed orange juice, but a little goes a long way. Okay, so your best bet is just to eat it from the natural fruit. All right, number 7, which carbohydrate source makes it very difficult for your body to maintain a fat-burning state and should be extremely limited during a leaning phase? Is it rice, bread, potato, beans, or yams? Of those, the answer would be bread. We've talked a lot about that. Bread makes it easy to make sandwiches, but it's really, really hard to stay in your fat-burning metabolism when you've had bread. So you want to really limit the amount of bread that you take in. Okay? Very good. All right, number 8, when leaning down, describe how you would change the following menu item while ordering this menu in a restaurant. Broiled chicken, served with mashed potatoes and dinner gravy, vegetables of the day, a fresh dinner salad, and a home-style cornbread. Well, gosh, there's all kinds of ways that you can do this. Now, broiled chicken, what you want to do is ask for some grilled chicken, okay? Also, which happens a lot of times in restaurants, you know, without the skin. That would be a good thing, okay? So, you want to have grilled chicken, also with little oil. You don't want it breaded or fried, those kind of things. Blackened is okay. You're probably going to get a little bit more sodium if it's blackened, but you know, something with some good herbs, things like that. Served with mashed potatoes and dinner gravy. Okay, so when you're on a leaning phase, yeah, you know, if you really want some mashed potatoes, you just need to ask them what they actually put in their mashed potatoes. Even without the dinner gravy, a lot of times they put little fillers in there. They put dairy, they put milk, sometimes they put cheese. Sometimes they put sour cream and they mix all that in together before they even add the dinner gravy. Okay, so if the mashed potatoes are just plain mashed potatoes with nothing in them, go for it. But don't eat the entire amount. Okay, most restaurants have fairly big mashed potato servings as well as big potatoes. So when you're on a leaning phase, you know, you might even stick to about a quarter of that potato. Not even a half, but more of a quarter of that potato, and even a quarter of the serving size of the mashed potatoes if they don't have anything mixed in with them. Now, if they have everything and it's pre-mixed, then you might ask for either some small new potatoes that, you know, they call those herb potatoes sometimes. You know, have 2 or 3 of those. You can also ask for sweet potatoes and just ask them to bring it out without anything on it. Okay. And sometimes if they bring out a sweet potato, it's going to be massive. Okay, even though it's good and healthy for you, that's still too many carbohydrates in one sitting. So again, eat about a quarter of it. Take the rest home, finish it up later. Okay, just do away from the dinner gravy. Salsa is actually something that's good on potatoes sometimes. So that's good. Some kind of like a raspberry vinaigrette sometimes is good. Okay, now you go to vegetables of the day. Now, vegetables of the day is okay, but a lot of times they are served soaking and dripping in butter. So make sure that if you're getting like some steamed broccoli, it's always better to ask for steamed if you can. Ask them to serve it with no butter, nothing on it. Okay, so that's how you do that. Now, a fresh dinner salad and home-style cornbread. Most of the time they bring out a nice fresh dinner salad that's covered in cheese, that's covered in croutons, and it's covered in dripping in this big blue cheese dressing. So ask for your vinaigrette, something like that on the side. Salsa is great on salads. Ask them to please not to put your croutons on there, and also not the cheese. The cheese probably isn't even real anyway, unless it's a fairly upscale restaurant. All right. But ask them just to kind of load it up with different things, okay? Chickpeas, and you got red onions and different kinds of onions, okay? You got bell peppers. You got lots of strong flavored foods that you can put on there. Cucumber. I love cucumber on a salad, okay? And then just put a little bit of something to kind of give it some flavor, like that vinaigrette or something like that. And now as far as the home-style cornbread, you can just ask them to not bring it. Okay, now if you're with somebody in your group that is not currently on a program, you can ask them, would you like my cornbread? I am trying to lose some weight, lean down, be healthy, have some energy, and I do not need the cornbread. Unless it's your splurge meal. Okay, now if it's your splurge meal once a week, then you can kind of do whatever you want to. And kind of throw out some of these things out the window. All right, so number 9, when on the road, what is one of the best things to have with you? A cooler, an extra water bottle, microwave containers with food, protein bars, or all of the above. All of the above. Prepare yourself for those times that are difficult, okay? It's not a matter of if, it is a matter of when, okay? I have a lot of clients that do outside sales, and they take their food. When it's time to eat, they run in to a 7-Eleven or something like that, and they throw their food into a microwave. Boom, they're ready to go. They got a nice hot meal. Okay? All right, so just keep those things in mind. It's not a matter of if you have an issue, it's a matter of when. Okay? So number 10, when trying to lean down, how many splurge meals should you have each week? That would be 1, okay? 1 splurge meal a week to just let yourself go and have some good stuff so that you realize that you're not actually depleting and denying yourself, and you can actually still lose, the 30 pounds in 12 weeks, 15 pounds in 6 weeks, even with having a splurge meal once a week, okay? But the point is that you're in control of what you're doing. You're making more wise, informed decisions, and you have a purpose behind each meal that you have. All right, number 11. When is the worst time to go to the grocery store? Morning, evening, when full, when hungry, right after paycheck? Well, the answer to that question is when you are hungry. All right? We are impulse buyers. We have a tendency to go to the grocery store when we're hungry, and so everything sweet, salty, crunchy, fried, everything ends up in our basket because we're so hungry. So try to avoid going to the grocery store when you're hungry. All right, number 12, finish the sentence. Do not fall victim to the power of marketing and advertising. Grocery stores are brilliant at knowing how to draw your eye towards the different things that are in the store. It's very important that you understand that they have experts that are called in to actually put everything in the store in a way that's going to be visually stimulating to you, okay, and they're going to subconsciously draw you in. You have to be aware of that, okay? You got to be aware of that. So go in with a purpose, okay? Because if you're not going in with the purpose of what you're buying, then all of that visual stimulation is going to be met right at the door. Okay, when you go into a grocery store, what's the first thing you see? It's usually pastries and cookies and candies and wonderful balloons welcoming you into the place. Okay, and it's pretty much like that throughout the entire place. They strategically put things in your way so that you will pick them up on your way to something you need. Okay, so be very, very mindful of that. That is so important. Okay, now, when, okay, where are we at here? All right, number 13, what does the grocery store count on from consumers? We just talked about that. Impulse buying, a sweet tooth, bad habits, all of the above. That would be all of the above. They're hoping that you buy 25 things you don't need when you buy the few things that you do need. Okay, so number 14, which is not a nutrient-dense protein? Buffalo, turkey, chicken, baked beans, and halibut. Well, the answer would be D, baked beans. Okay. Now, a lot of beans, you actually, a lot of people think that you're getting some good protein from beans. And though there is protein in beans, it's not a nutrient-dense protein source. Okay. When you look at buffalo and turkey and chicken and halibut, okay, those are nutrient-dense protein sources. They're animal products, which means that they do not have any carbohydrates in them. They're nutrient-dense protein, okay? That's important because a lot of times people, in thinking that they're getting their protein in, by eating beans. They're eating way too many beans or way too many carbohydrates to get the amount of protein they need to satisfy what their body is needing from all the exercises that they're doing. Remember the protein synthesis that we talked about. Your body needs that protein to come in to replenish those muscle tissues that have been broken down during your exercise. Okay? So beans should be used as a complex carbohydrate, not a protein source. Okay? All right, number 15, which is an example of a simple sugar? Rice, broccoli, apple, peanuts, potato. Well, the answer is apple, of course. Rice is going to be your complex carbohydrate, and like a brown rice is going to be a little bit better for you. It's not processed or it's not bleached like a white rice, so it's going to be a little lower glycemic. Broccoli is going to be your green leafy vegetable that's very good for you. It's going to be more of a fibrous type of veggie. Your apple is your simple sugar. Now, remember, it's important to know that when you're trying to lean down, you don't want too much fruit, even though it's a good fruit that's healthy for you. You want to be careful. So the average person should eat about 2 to 4 servings of fruit a day. According to your captain's log, you want to go in there and look and see how many servings of fruit that I have there for you per day. All right. Now, peanuts... peanuts, almonds are actually better for you, but peanuts or different kinds of nuts are actually good to snack on throughout the day. Peanuts have more of a fungal response in your body and can feed candida, things like that. So almond butter, almonds, fresh almonds would actually be a better choice than peanuts. And then also you have your potato. Okay, it's okay to have some potato, but just a little goes a long way. You don't want to sit down and have an entire giant potato as your complex carbohydrate for your meal. A medium-sized potato has over 217 calories. Okay, so if you have like a medium-sized potato, I would say eat half to a quarter of that potato. So that's fine with that. All right, but that represents your starchy carbohydrate. All right, so there you have it. We've gone through and we've answered these questions, and I hope you've enjoyed this session. And again, I'm so proud of all you guys for the hard work that you put forth today in perseverance and understanding what perseverance is in your life, the value of it, the value of adopting it, and going out and purposefully and willingly pursuing those activities that require perseverance. That's a part of your character, your Christ-like character that you need, and becoming that warrior, becoming that mature person, that mature Christian, that mature Christ follower. So God bless you, and we'll see you next time.